Hi, Warhawk Defense here. We're here in the office tonight and we want to talk about a topic that I think is important. We have just completed the first class of a multi-evening class of concealed carry here in the state in which we live and work. And as we were teaching the students last night about the things they need to do to be prepared to carry concealed, it occurred to me that we should do a video to talk about some of the aspects of combat mindset. Combat mindset is the thing that is going to keep you alive, that is going to enable you to prevail if you get into a bad situation, if you get into a personal defense situation. And I think it's something that's important, and it's worth, I think, putting out on the web channel, and it's worth discussing. And so we are going to make this video, and we're going to intersperse some cuts from some other videos we've made out on the range, mixed in with it as kind of examples, and that's how we'll work it. So we'll get started.
Yeah, I'm going to be coming over later. Gotta see what's going on in my schedule, but I'm just here at the red light currently.
Hey, old man, you give me that. Get out of that truck. Get out of that truck right now. Give me that truck.
Got a gun. Dick.
Combat mindset was really the invention of some of the trainers that have gone before. Some of us are training now, but the men who have already passed on and gone before us, men who developed their skills in the 30s, the 40s, through World War II, through the 50s and 60s, and as they developed, and as training developed after World War II and after the Korean War, some doctrines, I guess you could say, or some basic teaching fundamentals were developed and put on paper. One of the men who was very influential in doing that was Colonel Jeff Cooper. He was the founder of the Gunsight training facility out in Arizona, I believe, and he put some things down. He wrote a book, and he put some things down in that book that I think are worth mentioning. The first thing he mentions is some specific things that each of us as concealed carry permit holders need to know in order to be as successful as we can be in a fight, in a combat situation. It's a mindset that we have to develop, and these traits that we need to develop are alertness, decisiveness, aggressiveness, speed, coolness, ruthlessness, surprise. And you know, some of the things that are, I'm using my laptop here to keep myself focused on this stuff, but some of the things here that are important, we need to be alert. Alertness is what is going to keep us attuned to the danger around us. If we are alert, we're looking around, we're checking things out, we're not daydreaming, we're not sleeping. That is a pretty normal, common sense kind of thing. If we're zoned out, we're likely to end up being an easy victim for some bad guy. Now the problem is, in today's society, with iPhones, iPads, smartphones, headphones, earpods, and all the various ways to communicate, to entertainment, and all those kind of things, we do occasionally see people zoned out and not paying attention, and so that can be a big distraction, can be a big problem if we get to, we're so zoned out that we're not aware of our surroundings, and then we make ourselves easy victims. Decisiveness. If we are attacked and if we realize we've got to fight back, we need to decide that quickly. We need to move quickly, we need to act quickly, and we need to do so in an aggressive manner to fight off anybody who's attacking us. So aggressiveness follows decisiveness. We decide we're going to fight, we're going to prevail, we're going to be aggressive. And that means we got to have speed. If you're carrying a concealed gun, you need to practice, 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 so you can draw it from wherever you've concealed it. Out of your pocket, out of your purse, strong side hip, inside the waistband, shoulder holster, wherever you're carrying this gun, you need to be able to smoothly and get to it and pull it out and get it ready to use. So we say, you know, a lot of trainers say smooth is fast. So if you can pick up the speed, you can get your draw down, you can get the gun out, you can act quickly, that's to your advantage. You be cool. Stay cool under pressure. Keep your head about you. Don't panic. You don't lose it. You know, make sure that you can continue to follow through on the things you've trained to. And we have to be ruthless. If we're going to win, we have to be ruthless. We have to decide we're going to win this confrontation. We're going to stop this bad guy from doing whatever it is they've chosen to do to us or another person, and we need to be ruthless in executing the things that we've decided to act upon. Now, by doing all those things, by being aggressive, ruthless, having speed, that is going to put this bad guy or bad guys, it's going to put them off because they have picked us possibly because we look like a pretty clueless person, an easy victim, and when we turn out to not be such an easy victim and we turn out to actually fight back, that puts them off their game. That surprises them. That gives advantage to us. So it gives a little bit of tactical advantage back to us because we are always at a disadvantage in this. The aggressors usually always have the advantage. So, surprise is important.
What? What? Oh, hold it, guys, hold it. What do you want? Okay, man, okay. Whoa, hey, there's the car keys. What else? You want my wallet? It's right here in my pocket. Hey, hold on. Whoa, don't do anything now. Wallet's right here. Hold on. Hold on. Whoa. Stay there. Stay there. Stay there.
Jeff Cooper also developed a set of color codes to describe levels of awareness, and these are some of the color codes that are commonly used in the training world to define our levels of how well we pay attention, how aware we are of our surroundings. He started off with level white. We're in level white, hopefully, when we're home in our bed, asleep, with the doors locked and the alarm on, and the dog in the house. So you've got the dog alarm, you've got the security alarm, you've got your doors locked. So we have a very reduced chance that we're going to get caught off guard. So we're sound asleep, middle of the night, condition white. That means we're unaware, we're unprepared, we have no perception of danger, and because we're asleep. Now, if we get in condition white out on the street, because we've got our iPod earpieces in, we've got our headphones on, we've got our nose stuck down texting in our phone, we are totally unaware and clueless, then, that's bad. And you can be in condition white outside. We shouldn't ever be in that condition, but many people are. So that is something to be avoided, is that totally unaware condition when we're outside our home in the environment where we are vulnerable to attack. Condition yellow. Condition yellow is a relaxed state of awareness. That's where we usually live during the day. That's where when we go about our business, we're driving to work, we're going to the store, shopping, whatever we're doing, we do have a level of awareness. We're paying attention to our surroundings. We remember where we parked our car. We don't park our car in a dark spot in the parking lot. We park it in a lighted area. We're aware of people moving around and the crowd and all the weather, all the different things around us we're aware of, and we live in a state of relaxed awareness. That means there's no specific threat, but we have the mindset that today might be the day that I have to defend myself. So in that condition is where we ought to be, and that's a pretty easy condition to stay in. You just open your eyes and pay attention, basically, to what's going on. Condition orange is when we're specifically alerted to something. Something's caught our attention, something doesn't look right, something's out of place, it's a sound, it's a person, it's a noise. Hair on the back of your neck stands up because maybe you get that creepy feeling. Those are our instincts trying to tell us that there's something wrong. And as modern day humans, people, we sometimes ignore that. But if you've ever noticed a dog, when a dog alerts on something, the hair on the back of the dog, on his neck and his back, along his shoulders, that hair will start to stand up, and it does that the same. Our hair on our neck will stand up as well, but we've learned to ignore it. Now the dogs are still living in an instinctive world, but they pick up on that, and so if they see or smell or sense something they don't like, they're alerted to it. Condition orange. All right, so you have a higher level of sensory awareness. This is if you're carrying a gun, you keep your gun holstered. You don't pull your gun out, but you maybe move your hand closer to your gun. If you're carrying, like I do, pocket carry, maybe this is where you slip your hand into your pocket, get a good grip on your gun. I carry a little 642 Smith & Wesson in a front pocket. Get my hand wrapped around the grip of that gun and keep my eyes open, because if something goes down, I'm going to be ready. All right, condition orange. Condition red, you've alerted on something, you're actually under attack, someone's made a threat, the fight is on, you're in danger of great bodily harm or possibly death. Now's the time the gun comes out, you're in the fight. All right, so those are the levels of awareness that we should be paying attention to. There is another level that other trainers use, that is condition black, they call it. Condition black is when we have total mental shutdown. We've turned to mush, we've fainted. Yeah, we all know people who faint from time to time, and usually when they're getting married or at the sight of blood or something, But you don't want to faint when there's danger about and when you're about to be attacked. Not a good time to faint. You're totally at the mercy of the bad guys. That is condition black, total mental shutdown, and you're probably in a lot of trouble at that point. So let's try and stay out of condition black.
All right, let's try that one more time. Alright, obviously I need to practice. Let's give that another go.
I like to use a quote that Clint Eastwood used in the movie Outlaw Josie Wales. Kind of pulls a lot of this together that we're talking about. And in that movie he was a gunfighter, and he was talking about telling some other people he was with how you act and react in a gunfight. And he said this, now remember, now there's more dog alarm going off upstairs. Must be the neighbors walking their dog, or the coyotes. Okay, Anyway, this is what Clint Eastwood said. Now remember, when things look bad and it looks like you're not going to make it, then you got to get mean. I mean plumb mad dog mean. Because if you lose your head and you give up, then you neither live nor win. And that's just the way it is. And I think that's right. If you give up, you neither live nor win. So we cannot give up. When we've committed to fight, we've got to fight. And we've got to be ruthless, aggressive, and give it everything we've got. We want to prevail. This could possibly be life and death. Colonel John Boyd of the U.S. Air Force, and you know, he was a pilot, and I like this quote. I spent a long time in the Air Force myself, and so, you know, I like Air Force quotes. Colonel John Boyd was a pilot, and he was talking about the things that pilots need to do to keep their head in the game. And of course, when you're doing 600 miles an hour, and you're closing on another plane, and you get locked in a dogfight, things happen in seconds, and you can either win or lose depending on the decisions you make in fractions of a second. So Colonel Boyd developed what's called the OODA loop, and the OODA loop is this. First you observe. Of course, the pilots always have their head on a swivel, you know, they're always looking around, looking for enemy planes. Because they don't want them to get the jump on them, meaning they don't want to come in from behind when they're not looking and shoot them down. So they're always moving and looking around. They're observing. We should be the same way when it comes to personal defense. They orient. If they see something as they're looking outside of the cockpit, they see something, they orient to it, and maybe they turn their aircraft in that direction to get a better look. They decide what it is. Either the radar tells them what it is, or they can actually see it. It's an enemy plane. They make a decision, and pilots are aggressive by nature. I'm going to go for that plane. I'm going to shoot it down. All right? They turn into it. They go after it. They act. So that is the cycle. You observe. You orient to the possible threat. You decide, enemy plane, going after it, and you act. You chase it, and when you get it in your sights, you shoot it down. Now, we should be the same way when we're out on the street in reference to personal defense. We need to be aware. We need to pay attention. If we see something, if we can avoid it, great, we avoid it. We back away. Avoiding a fight is always the best option, but when you can't avoid a fight and you have to engage, then you need to be as ruthless, mean, you need to be mad dog mean so you can win this fight. And so you're running this observe, orient, decide, act loop in your mind over and over. And I think that's a good way to remember it. Dave Spalding, who is another trainer, and he's got a good book out that I've read and I like, he talked about awareness and willingness. If you are aware of what's going on and you're willing to act on the situation that comes up, that confronts you, usually you are able to prevail. Okay? And whether the awareness leads you to a willingness to engage, or the best thing is to retreat. If you can, move away, disengage. If that's the best option, do it. But if you have to fight, you have to have the willingness to do whatever it takes to win. Clint Smith, who's the founder of Thunder Ranch, said, "Quitters never win. They never prevail. They just die." In a fight for your life, in a personal defense situation, quitting will probably not work. In fact, I heard on the news today, there's a big debate going on about gun control, and a state elected official was commenting about comments that someone who was advocating for no gun control out in the state of Colorado. They're debating right now on whether to restrict guns and magazine capacity and all those kind of things. And somebody was testifying saying they had been raped, and a girl had saying that they had been raped, and if she had had the ability to have a gun with her, she could have defended herself and possibly stopped the rape. Now the guy that raped her went on subsequently to not only rape but murder the next woman, and that guy now is evidently on death row for that crime. But in the course of this debate, and she was a witness or giving her testimony about why we shouldn't have gun control in Colorado, one of these Colorado elected officials said, well, if you'd have had a gun, the bad guy would have just taken it away from you and hurt you with your own gun. Well, you know, that doesn't fit this model of fight. Do everything you can to win. If you can arm yourself, do it, and fight to win. Obviously, many elected officials would rather see us disarmed and be at the mercy of these criminals rather than take the chance of fighting back and maybe have them take our guns away. They don't do us much credit, and obviously they don't give the benefit of the doubt that you might actually know how to shoot that gun, and you might be able to get that gun out and shoot that guy that's trying to rape and murder you and stop the whole situation. Anyway, politics. Politics is a problem with this, but my point is, and I advocate, that you should have the right to defend yourself with every means possible, including a firearm. Because quitters never win, and if you don't have a gun, you just lay down and say, oh, you know, nothing I can do. Quitters die, okay? They don't win. So I think that that this is a good discussion to have, and I hope this has been helpful. I think that these men who we've mentioned here, Dave Spalding and John Boyd and Jeff Cooper, I think if you look them up and you find their books and read them, they'd be very helpful to you. And we use them as part of our training for combat mindset, and I think would be beneficial to you, and I highly recommend them to you, and recommend that you think about combat mindset as an important portion of your ability to defend yourself and your personal defense. And I hope it's been helpful. Thanks. See you later.